The one thing that I love about the Warden's equipment is that it offers the most variety and it has the biggest effect on the attack that we use overall. Sure, the Giant Gauntlet can do a ton of damage, the Frozen Arrow and the Magic Mirror are amazing, and the Haste Val Hog Puppet combo is just OP, but the Warden's equipment can assist every single troop and hero on the battlefield, when other pieces of equipment only affect the hero themselves. Which means using the right pieces with the different types of attack can have the biggest effect on whether we 3-star or not. And with these massive nerfs, what principles can we follow to make sure that we're using the right pieces with each of the attacks that we're using? Starting with the Eternal Tome, this is still the most powerful piece of Warden's equipment, and as such, it should naturally be included with almost every army comp. Although it was nerfed from 9.5 to 8 seconds at max, this is still 8 seconds of complete invincibility. The beauty of this piece is that it allows us to wait until our troops are in the most vulnerable position before using it, waiting for a clump of high damage defenses, timing it with eagle strikes, or pushing our troops through the Town Hall Bomb and Poison are typically the best uses. Now there will be some army comps where we won't use the Eternal Tome, but we'll talk about that in just a bit. Next we have the Healing Tome and the Rage Gem. I bring both of these up together because the typical choice is which do we pair with the Eternal Tome. Now both pieces will be nerfed pretty massively, with the Healing Tome receiving the bigger nerf of the two, but the way I determine which to use is based on whether I'm bringing healing ability with me or not. Warden Walk Super Witches, Rage Gem. Root Rider Smash without healers or druids, Healing Tome. Root Riders with druids or healers, Rage Gem. Queen Charge Hybrid. Because the healers are for the queen and not my hybrid, then it's the Healing Tome in most cases, again, because I don't have that outside healing for my hybrid. Now, if you're bringing 5 heal spells, then maybe Rage Gem since you have healing covered, but you have to determine that with each specific attack. But the general principle is if we're using outside healing, such as healers or druids, then we want to use that Rage Gem so that way that healing can be maximized and the effect, of course, on our troops is going to be OP. If we don't have that outside healing, such as druids or healers, then we want to make sure that we use the Healing Tome since we don't have that outside healing assistance. Now, the buff to the Life Gem is an interesting one, as the only troop comps I would typically see it used with whenever hero equipment was introduced were Super Bowlers and Lalo. And the reason is because these troops are the most squishy and would benefit the most from a health buff. And with the 20% increase from 725 to 870, this does bring it closer to nearly doubling a balloon's health and pushing the Super Bowler health buff to over a third. But the mechanics of the two pieces are still the same, even with the nerf. And while the Healing Tome, for example, can help our loons get through a multi-target Inferno Tower, the Life Gem just adds health, does not do any healing whatsoever. So since a multi-Inferno Tower does 120 damage per second, that means the 870 health buff offered to the loons, if they're paired with the Life Gem, will be depleted in 7.25 seconds, compared to the Healing Tome, which heals for 20 seconds. Allowing those loons to easily get through that Inferno Tower and then some. Now, the Life Gem may actually be a decent choice for our Super Bowlers, but again, if we use the argument that we used earlier with the Rage Gem, we're going to have that outside healing effect with either druids or healers, which means I don't know that that health buff that the Life Gem is going to offer will actually help keep our Super Bowlers alive longer than if we use the Rage Gem. I'm going to have to say the Rage Gem is going to do better in this situation, again, because of that outside healing effect. Now, the Fireball is the only piece of Warden's equipment that did not receive any nerfs, and we typically always pair it with the Rage Gem because the synergy is just the strongest. If we're doing a Warden walk, for example, when the Fireball is released, the Healing Tome and the Eternal Tome are immediately activated, only offering coverage to the Warden himself. Under the Rage Gem, those troops we're using after the Fireball will benefit again from that outside healing with that Rage Gem. Now again, theoretically, the Life Gem would also work in this situation since it's a passive ability and not an active ability. But again, that health buff is just not as much as the healing that we can get by using our healers or our druids paired with the Rage Gem. Now, the one army type that we have not discussed yet is Hydra Dragons or E-Drags, and since realistically using druids during an air attack for outside healing offers all kinds of problems with combining air and ground in the same attack, I'm gonna have to say stick with the Eternal Tome and the Healing Tome for the same reasons we listed earlier. Now, if you want to give druids a shot on a dragon-based army, then yes, again, following the principles, it would make sense to combine the Eternal Tome with the Rage Gem. Let me know what you think about this updated equipment guide for the Warden's equipment. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Sometimes there are things I just miss, and I love different perspectives. I love learning. Make sure you like and share this video with anybody who's curious about which pieces of the Warden's equipment are best to use after the nerf. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. We will be putting out more equipment updates post-nerf very, very soon, so make sure you follow here so that way you can stay up to date on those. Until the next video, my name is TipDog20. I'll see you then.